Privyet. Dobro Pajadovich. Probably messed that up. All right, welcome back to RTOD. Today, I have this really neat Soviet plug-in radio. You might not have seen anything like this before, and typically if you live outside of Russia and even modern Russia, depending on certain areas where you're at, you may not be familiar with this or have ever seen anything like this. Now you're probably thinking, well, I got a plug-in radio. Yeah, you do. You plug it into the wall. But you plug your radio into AC and then you get the transmission over the air. This radio, you plug in to the wall and that supplies the transmission. Think of it as just a speaker. Really interesting concept. Some of this kind of goes back to Soviet infrastructure, Soviet security. You know, over-the-air broadcasting can be scrambled, it can be jammed, it can be intercepted. You know, you have Radio Free Europe going in there, and we don't want people listening to that. So by installing plugs in all the homes, and especially into apartments, people can have reliable radio, and it can be only what they want. This radio only gets one channel, and you can turn the volume up. There is a misconception that, you know, in Soviet Russia, you can turn radio down, but not off. But no, you can actually turn this radio off. I think some of that comes from North Korea misconceptions on the radios you can't turn off there, but that's a different topic. But no, you can turn this radio off. You can adjust the volume to really jam out if you wanted to. Later models could pick up, I believe it was 3 stations. You had another knob for a station selector. And the interesting thing, although we were still plugged in, you only had one plug, I believe the signal was modulated. I'm actually having a tough time finding information about this radio, and specifically about plug-in radios in the Soviet Union in general. A couple things I want to do with this. One, I want to get it to work into my system, into my current audio setup. Long term, I think I might turn this into a self-contained radio. Not like a Bluetooth speaker, but maybe something, you know, where I can put an SD card in the back, load up some music or whatever, and be able to play it like that. I mean, I think the design of it's really cool. It's got a nice, you know, maybe 70s Soviet aesthetic to it. It's plain, right? I mean, it's functional. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. I picked it up on eBay. Yeah, really want to be able to get this usable and play some music through it. So we're going to take a look in the back. This back, it's thick cardboard. It's held on with these clips. I've already taken them out. And this just lifts right off. Oh, it's a little dusty in there. And that's it. There's not much to this. And why would there be? You know, we have the speaker, obviously, the transformer, and your switch down there. We'll have a little line diagram up now, almost a Big Clive, but I'm not drawing it out like Big Clive would. But yeah, it's a very simple radio, and it's just going to work. It's just going to play the signal you give it. One of the challenges that I think we're going to have is from talking to a Redditor who lives in Russia and has one of these outlets installed in their apartment. He said it's 30 volts coming through. So the plug goes in and it picks up 30 volts and the signal's modulated through it. So think of it having, you know, a speaker output that gave you 30 volts. Now, there was some translation issues. You know, I don't speak Russia. He doesn't speak English. So how accurate is that? I don't know. But I'm going to try to hook this up to my amplifier one of 2 ways. I think the easiest way and what I'll get the best results is plugging directly into the speaker and kind of bypassing the transformer and the volume switch. and that way I can just control everything on there. Really, it's up to what the speaker is rated and if I can push it. I would like to be able to plug directly in, probably just solder right onto those wires, so we can use the existing volume switch, use the transformer if it's even still operable. If that works, I believe I can find a source of this Russian style plug, be able to plug that onto the side of the stereo somewhere, and kind of recreate recreate the whole experience. So it's going to be a short video. We're going to move over to the amplifier, and we're going to see if we can play any music through this. All right, so it's back on the bench. You did hear it. It did work. It did sound fine. Could be better. A couple different things I've learned out here. This transformer is probably pretty much destroyed. I was able to wire the system right into the speaker. That sounded pretty good. Acceptable use. What I did do is I did take the plug off. It just unscrews off the end, and I was able to plug this directly into my amp. The amp was up full blast, potentiometer down the whole way, and it just kind of squeaked its way out there. So there is some work we want to do to this. I do want to replace this transformer, get something new in there. I did clean the potentiometer, really didn't seem to do a whole lot of work, but this proves that there's hope. I can get this working. I just need to tweak a little bit with it to make it fit into my system and do exactly what I want it to do. Thank you for watching. If you like what we're doing at RTOD, please like and subscribe.